My name's Tom Parker. I'm Director at Red Tape Consulting, which I established 3 or 4 years ago. And specifically, it's a China consultancy business aiming to assist Australians better engage and understand the China market. One of my clients is the Melbourne Football Club, and I've also been working with the AFL. And a lot of people ask me, that's really strange that you can combine Australian rules football or AFL or football with China skills. How does that work? And for me, the relationship with the Melbourne Football Club's a few years old now, and it started when I was working originally at the City of Melbourne, and we'd bring in some government leaders from Tianjin, which was Melbourne's sister city. We'd take them to the football, we'd engage them and show them, I guess, an Australian, a Victorian and a very Melbourne pastime. But from that, a relationship grew, and there was an interest by the former administration to try and engage with China as an opportunity to actually potentially attract sponsors and even new members to the football club. Initially, I took one group in 2007, and we're just about to take the whole club, 120 people, everything from the chaplain to the boot starter to the historian, and of course the players, up to China for a 10-day professional development program. So through that as well, I'll be designing activities and projects and, I guess, team building and team bonding experiences that have a Chinese cultural overlay. Sometimes there's that tour bus mentality where you just wash over what's happening and you just look out the window, put your iPod in, and just it becomes a blur of bicycles, red flags, and and bowls of rice. And so what we're trying to do is really get them to engage and to really sort of realise that there are points of difference and try to understand what those drivers are. Sport does dominate us in many respects, and people talk about sport as building bridges over the water and things like that. But if you don't actually consciously do it and do it in a way that's got some depth to it rather than just sending people over or bringing teams here, then it's a bit of a wasted opportunity. I've been a teacher, I've worked in media, I've worked in government, and now have my own business that's focusing on China. So I've tried all these things, but for me it was when I first went to China in the early 90s, and I remember the moment I was sitting at the soft sleeper waiting room in the Beijing railway station, had these heavy armchairs, and I could see a sign at the front counter that was M&Ms, and in Chinese it said melts in your mouth, not in your hand. And I could read it, and it was kind of like an aha moment. The light bulb went off. I don't often say that hard shell confectionery changed my life, but it did, in a sense that I kind of, from that, realised that I wanted to make China part of my journey. And I think it's a great way to say that it is a journey. And as you can see, I've done a range of things, but if you look at it from above, always China's been central to it. Languages aren't really seen as a priority, I think, in Australia. I think the fact that English is the global language of business to a degree, and only for a limited period of time, has meant that we're a bit complacent about it. We don't share a land border. We travel a lot, and we certainly are mindful of other cultures, but I don't think we really focus in on languages. So I think it's really important to have those language skills because the future really belongs to the Asia Pacific.